unveiling the authentic tale of Thanksgiving. In North America, the telltale signs of the approaching holiday season are unmistakable. Leaves don vibrant hues, the enticing aroma of pumpkin spice lattes fill the air, and the classic Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special graces our television screens. It's that time of the year when families and friends gather for a bountiful Thanksgiving feast featuring, of course, the iconic turkey. Thanksgiving, a holiday deeply embedded in American culture, is recognized worldwide. Albeit often with misrepresentation, the popular image of peaceful settlers harmoniously coexisting with Native Americans joined in a song and celebration is a far cry from the complex, authentic history of this day of gratitude. Our journey takes us back to a cold English pier in August 1620, where 120 courageous men, women, and children embarked on two English merchant ships in Southampton Harbor. They were bound for the distant shores of the Americas. These vessels, the Speedwell and the Mayflower, were barely seaworthy. The Speedwell in particular had once battled the Spanish Armada in 1588. The Mayflower, with its ungainly design, struggled to navigate against the relentless westerly winds of the North Atlantic, a harsh choice for a transatlantic voyage. The intrepid souls on board were Brownists, religious dissenters from the Anglican Church of England. Their beliefs were straightforward. They upheld the infallibility of the Holy Bible and championed local churches and communities having more authority within the church, intending to break free from the perceived corrupt power structure of Catholicism. Yet, their intentions were thwarted by the increasingly Catholic leanings of the Church of England. In their pursuit of religious freedom, the Brownists resorted to distributing leaflets and faced persecution, often landing in London's prison. Even William Shakespeare, in his play Twelfth Night, mentioned them, though not in a flattering light. Faced with the shackles of religious politics and inspired by the prospect of creating an English colony in America, the Pilgrims decided to take the risk, embarking on the Mayflower. It was a treacherous journey, marked by the vessel's repair stops and a dire mid-ocean storm, but their unwavering determination carried them across the Atlantic, and on November 9, 1620, they spotted land. Cape Cod, a far cry from their intended destination in the Hudson River Valley. Surviving the punishing winter aboard the Mayflower, the Pilgrims grappled with scurvy, illness, and brutal cold. Yet they persisted and drafted the Mayflower Compact, a foundational document often regarded as the world's first written constitution. This compact established a civil body politic, laying the groundwork for collective decision-making by vote. As exploration parties set out to find a suitable place to build, the Pilgrims encountered the first challenge from the native inhabitants. In the deserted landscape they stumbled upon, their presence drew the attention of native tribes, and a volley of arrows was unleashed upon them. Cautiously, with musket in hand, the Pilgrims awaited an impending conflict. The situation took an unexpected turn when Samoset, an Eastern Abenaki, appeared speaking broken English. He introduced the Pilgrims to Squanto, a native who spoke fluent English and who hailed from the now extinct Patuxet tribe, the very land the Pilgrims now inhabited. Squanto had a unique life story, having been captured as a boy and taken to Europe before finally returning to his homeland, only to find his people decimated by disease. He was instrumental in forging a pact between the Pilgrims and the Massasoit, the Wampanoag chief, leading to a remarkable alliance. This alliance offered a mutual protection against rival tribes and valuable agriculture knowledge. And the year drew to a close. The settlers set out to celebrate their bountiful harvest. The first Thanksgiving was a 3-day celebration. a marked by games and a feast. Turkeys, waterfowl, deer, eels, fish, crabs, and lobsters supplemented the pilgrims' freshly harvested crops of corn, beans, and squash. Though far from a perfect harmony between settlers and natives, the first Thanksgiving was a brief respite, a moment where differences were set aside. It served as a precursor to many harvest festivals celebrated worldwide, all united by the shared sentiment of gratitude of the chance at life and the blessings of sustenance. In essence, the story of the first Thanksgiving dispels the idyllic image often associated with the holiday. It underscores the trials, resilience, cooperation, and gratitude that are at its core, making it a cherished tradition that transcends borders. What prompted Americans to celebrate Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving in the United States is a nationally celebrated holiday marked by grandeur and ceremony. This festive day falls on the third Thursday of every November, rivaling or surpassing Christmas and Halloween in the hearts of Americans. The occasion sees an elaborate display of culinary skills, featuring traditional dishes such as turkey, vegetables, stuffing, and other treats. However, the questions remain. Why do Americans partake in this celebration? When President Franklin D. Roosevelt obtained congressional approval to establish Thanksgiving as a national holiday, the roots of this tradition extend 3 centuries back to 1621, when what we know now as Thanksgiving was first observed by the Pilgrims in Plymouth Plantation, Massachusetts. There are both religious and moral dimensions to the celebration of Thanksgiving in America. From a religious perspective, the American Church asserts that Thanksgiving is a time to express gratitude to a faithful God who guided the Pilgrim settlers from England through their arduous journey. It is viewed as an act of reverence to God, acknowledging His faithfulness and goodness. In 1623, Governor William Bradford officially named the commemoration Thanksgiving, formalizing the event that took place 2 years earlier. The celebrations, lasting for 3 days, were more of a festival than a spiritual observance. The pilgrims and their Native American guests indulged in cod, lobster, deer, and goose rather than the turkey and stuffing commonly associated with modern Thanksgiving celebrations. That tradition persisted until 1789, when President George Washington proclaimed Thanksgiving a national holiday. However, it fluctuated in observance based on the preference of those in power. President Thomas Jefferson notably did not celebrate it. It wasn't until 1863, during the American Civil War, that President Abraham Lincoln, in a proclamation, established Thanksgiving as a federal holiday. Even then, controversies surrounding timing, dates, traditions, and purpose persisted. President Roosevelt resolved these issues in 1939 by solidifying the modern timing and date of Thanksgiving. Despite these historical developments, some Native Americans actively opposed the celebration of Thanksgiving, viewing it as glorifying the displacement of their revered ancestors by colonial masters who allegedly stole their lands and exposed them to diseases. Others reject the holidays for religious reasons. For many Americans, Thanksgiving holds a special place in their heart. The highlight is undoubtedly the feast. No Thanksgiving spread is complete without the centerpiece, the iconic turkey. But why has this peculiar bird become synonymous with the holiday table? There's more to turkey than meets the eye. Firstly, turkeys are sizable, making them ideal for feeding a family. Unlike chickens, they aren't primarily raised for eggs, making turkey meat relatively cost-effective in the past. This affordability, coupled with the fact that wild turkeys are native to North America, positioned them as a natural choice for early Thanksgiving celebrations. Surprisingly, the first Thanksgiving at Plymouth Colony in 1621 may not have featured turkey at all. While Pilgrims and Wampanoag Indians shared a meal, historical records merely mention deer and fowl. The fowl could have been turkey, but it was more likely ducks or geese. Despite this uncertainty, the concept of a national celebration emerged in the 19th century, Sarah Josepha Hale, a persistent advocate, campaigned for Thanksgiving to become an official U.S. holiday for over 30 years. Her efforts bore fruit in 1863 when President Abraham Lincoln issued a proclamation solidifying Thanksgiving as a uniquely American observance. The Pilgrim's Tale and the turkey became intertwined with the holiday. Even though the bird may not have been present at the inaugural feast, turkeys were mentioned in Pilgrim's journals, and founding father Benjamin Franklin hailed them as respectable and true originals native to America. As the 19th century drew to a close, the term Turkey Day gained popularity nationwide. Beyond symbolism, practicality played a role in cementing that turkey status on the Thanksgiving table. Their affordability and size, capable of feeding a family with ample leftovers, ensure their enduring presence in this cherished American tradition. Well, that wraps up our Thanksgiving journey, diving into the roots and origins of this cherished holiday. Before you click away, let's reflect on the fascinating histories we've uncovered. From the humble beginnings of Pilgrims and Wampanoag Indians sharing a meal in the 17th century to the 19th century push by Sarah Josepha Hale to make Thanksgiving a national celebration, the history is as rich as the feast itself. While the first Thanksgiving menu might not have been all about turkey, it certainly became a star player on the holiday table over time. As you gather with your loved ones this Thanksgiving, remember the centuries of tradition and gratitude that have shaped this special day. If you found this journey to Thanksgiving past as fascinating as we did, show us some love by hitting that like button, subscribing, and ringing that notification bell. Wishing you a Thanksgiving filled with warmth, joy, and delicious moments shared with those you hold dear. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.